Well, we're going to take you straight to Melbourne now. The Greens are launching their Victorian election campaign in the city today. Greens leader Christine Milne is with Greens MP Adam Bandt and Senator for Victoria Janet Rice.
Green team from Victoria. We have been campaigning hard for a healthy environment and a caring society. The old parties have been in a race to the bottom, and we are saying that we are standing on a different platform. We're standing up for what matters in Australia, for a strong response to the climate challenge, for caring for people in our community, for compassion for refugees, and to end discrimination against people who want to marry, who are in love, and we want to see that change quickly. I'm also here to launch our TV ad, and that's here behind. And it's so launched. It's a great ad because it goes to the heart of Australians to say, if you care about what's going to happen in the next 50 years on climate change, then stand with the Greens. If you care about a fair go for Australians, caring society, helping people who are on New Start, helping single parents, then the Greens are where you stand. But equally, if you're serious about a transition to a society based on education, innovation, knowledge, new industries in the low-carbon economy, then you stand with the Greens against cuts to universities. We want to support education at every level, not rob from one and give to another. And we look forward to dancing in the streets on the day that we achieve marriage equality in Australia. Adam.
Thanks, Christine. It's great to have Christine and Janet and Richard here in Melbourne. Earlier this morning I was out at a stall over in Collingwood and then a rally to stop the East-West Tunnel in Parkville. And everywhere I go in Melbourne now, people are coming up and saying that they're switching their vote at this election. People are sad, gutted, angry that the new Labor leader is trying to out-Abbott Abbott and engaging in cruelty wars to see who can be the harshest on refugees. We've known in Melbourne since day one that there's every chance that the old parties will conspire together on preferences in an attempt to try and unseat the Greens. And we are aiming this election to hold the seat of Melbourne in our own right. We had a big boost this week when Jeff Kennett came out and endorsed my opponent. Jeff Kennett came out and said, don't vote for Adam Bandt in Melbourne, we need a Labor member in Melbourne. And I'm going to be putting that on my leaflets. When Jeff Kennett comes out and says it's much better that we have Labor MPs in, you must be doing something right. And what's clear day by day is that the Labor-Liberal unity ticket is growing stronger and stronger. Jeff Kennett knows that Labor members of Parliament will vote to cut single-parent payments. He knows that Labor members of Parliament will vote to cut funding to universities, and knows that Labor members of Parliament will vote to keep refugees in detention indefinitely. It's no wonder, as we find out more about where the parties stand, that the real divide that's on display for people, and the real choice that people will have is to either vote for Jeff Kennett's preferred party, which is either the Labor or the Liberal Party, or to vote for the Greens. And we're looking forward to a really strong and vibrant campaign continuing over the coming weeks.
And I'm looking forward to Janet Rice coming to Canberra as the new Victorian Senator. Janet's background as a meteorologist, as a scientist, she has a passion for addressing global warming, and not only that, she's had a lot of experience in local government and with transport planning. And that's absolutely on the Greens' agenda for more livable cities. We've launched our high-speed rail campaign. We want more livable cities. We want more urban rail. And over to you, Janet.
Thanks, Christine. I've been campaigning across the country, across the state for the last couple of months, and have been inspired by the people who are grateful for the Greens standing up for what matters to them. I've been spending quite a bit of time actually outside, campaigning outside Centrelink offices, talking to people who are on the New Start benefit and single parents who have had their benefits slashed. And they are grateful to have the Greens there, and they're saying they hadn't voted for the Greens before, but they are now going to, because the Greens are standing up for them. It's only the Greens who are standing up to give them a $50 increase in the New Start allowance. It's going to enable them to, be able to live while they are seeking work. And it's the Greens who are saying that we want to restore parenting benefits. They had single parents who have had their benefits slashed by over $150 a week in some cases. I've heard stories of people who are really struggling to put food on the table and to be feeding their kids. They're the type of people that are saying, thank goodness that the Greens are there. Thank goodness that there's someone that they can vote for. I've been speaking to people who are struggling with inadequate public transport. There was one mother who lived on Phillip Island with her son. She lived in somewhere where the rent was affordable, but unfortunately she didn't drive. There was only one bus a day to get her from her home in Ventnor to Cowes on Phillip Island. If she didn't manage to catch that bus to get anywhere, she was reliant on spending money on taxis. She's the sort of person that not only did she would like to see her single parents' benefits increased, but she wants fast, frequent, affordable, safe and reliable public transport. And they're the type of issues that I'm going to be campaigning for, to be giving her that public transport, which we can afford. We can afford to give, we can afford to care, we can afford to have a really healthy, vibrant economy, vibrant society, and by standing up for the things that matter.
And it's really important at this election that people recognise the Greens will stand up against the excesses of an Abbott government, if that is what ensues. It's critical that we hold our Senate seats so that we can stand up against changes that he might try to bring about with the GST, for example, industrial relations, another example, not to mention him tearing down carbon pricing and indeed the Clean Energy Finance Corporation and $10 billion into renewable energy. The Greens are the party who will stand against anyone else having absolute power. Absolute power in Australian politics led to John Howard and work choices. We want to make sure that the Greens stand up for what matters in both the House of Representatives and the Senate. Thank you.